Chinese man trapped in a well for 3 days as villagers mistake his cries for a ghost.
Well, that echoes in that particular well, I'm sure.
In a bizarre incident near the Thailand-Myanmar border, a Chinese man was trapped in an abandoned well for 3 days. Villagers said they heard strange cries coming from the forest, and it wasn't until, but they thought it was ghosts.
There's no lassie over there? There wasn't a lassie to be like, what's that boy? Guy's stuck in a well?
It wasn't until police dispatched rescue personnel. Did they call the police and say, hey, police, there's ghosts?
Police, that forest is haunted. You need to check that. Investigate, please.
They then found a 22-year-old at the bottom of a 12-meter deep well. What is that, like a mile? How far is that?
Yeah. I think that's 3 miles, actually.
Yeah,
I think that's 3 miles deep into the earth.
That's a deep well.
Yeah, 12 meters. That's the long well.
He was found in a weakened state, had sustained serious injuries, including a fractured wrist, cerebral concussion, bruises, and he was without food or water for 3 days or nights, which I think would make anybody go, whoa!
I need food. Yeah, that's why I would say that.
I don't want it. That shouldn't be on the screen.
Nice job, Kelly. Well, we are devolving quickly, but I love it. That's awesome.
He says he strategically shouted for help once every hour. So yeah, it was probably like right at midnight. Oh.
How did he know
I'm dying.
I could use some water, ironically, as I'm in a well. Ooh. How did he know it was every hour? Did he watch the sky to count the stars? Because if he's saying he had a cell phone on him, why didn't you just call someone?
Right.
Instead of like screaming out.
So the villagers attributed it to paranormal activity, and then they didn't want to go outside to see what it was. They were so freaked out by this. They apparently
Ghosts in the forest. Everyone stay inside. Ghosts are in the forest.
So it gets compoundedly worse.
Yes.
They don't know exactly what happened. They just said he was apparently trying to navigate his way out of the forest and just tumbled into this well. The incident has sparked widespread attention on Chinese social media, with many users sharing and discussing the harrowing story. One user wrote, "A Chinese man shouting for help in the middle of nowhere. Of course, the locals can't understand the language, and naturally, they think it's a wizard uttering spells."
What? So they couldn't understand.
I like that they're rationalizing it.
Yeah. So he was speaking in a different language? That was the crux.
He was speaking Chinese, but I guess he was maybe they were hearing him in Myanmar. I don't know what goes on. There's all kinds of dialects.
Speaking in dialect, yeah. He was speaking Mandarin. And like, oh, the wizard's back in the forest.
Yeah, and another one said, "Kudos to his strength and stamina, struggling for 3 days and nights, but still yelling. This guy is truly impressive."
Is he? He fell in a well.
Yeah,
How impressive can he be?
Yeah.
Don't go in the forest.